What's up? It's Vico. The early game economy of Tiger Knight can be quite difficult, thus having a lot of capital is essential to get a head start through the initial playthrough of the game. And what way to get started than refining your skills in training mode whilst also gaining funds in the progress. In training mode you'll get in-game currency through proficiency, which is related to your score and will increase depending on how many times you have done the said mode. You'll most likely complete this whilst trying to get the medals which you obtain by getting double S rank, and is probably the reason you're watching this video. Let's get a statistic on how much in-game currency you will acquire. You'll get a total of 400 honor points and 200,000 copper by just getting it from the medals, and through proficiency you'll get 150,000 copper and 400 gold. I will take into account that you have probably played the specific tutorials for each of the training modes and thus know somewhat of the basics of it. Now, let's get started. Shopping, in my opinion, is the easiest one to get double S rank on, as you just have to navigate your mouse to the specific directions to swing the sword in. However, I can give you some tiny tips for this, such as if you're using the horizontal slash, you can get more than one post at a time. And also you only need to hold your charge slash till you see the light aura and then just release straight away, so you save as much time as possible. And I would also suggest, if you're targeting the outer post, you want to slash inwards to the center, so that if a post spawns in the middle one, you're gonna get it during the animation time. Parrying is the one that I found the hardest to get a double S rank on, in my opinion, and these are some tips that I can give you. Cowren gives more points when you parry, so keep that in mind when choosing who to focus your attention towards. I most of the time focus on blocking the long-handled user, Cao Chun, as his range is quite far and you must always be wary of him. Try to dodge more than you parry unless you're quite certain you will successfully block him, because getting hit reduces your points drastically. Only parry when you see them in the animation of the attack, because they can feign this and attack in a completely different direction, causing them to hit you. Try and kite away from Cao Ren and focus Cao Chun. However, if Cao Chun is out of range, feel free to block Cao Ren for more points. I suggest you want to move around quite a lot and watch their movements carefully, as it's somewhat RNG based, because depending on their position, they can swing at the same time in different directions, so you're gonna get hit, causing you to lose points. Again, this is quite difficult and will most likely be a grind, however, good luck. For archery, there is two ways that you could obtain the double S rank, and the first being normal stationary archery, and the second being horseback archery. Firstly, you'll need to know that the arrow has weight and therefore will have bullet drop. The arrow will slightly favor the left side and go slightly downwards, so you need to adjust your aim knowing this. You'll want to look for targets relatively close together, as you want your charge shot, which fires 3 shots, to hit these targets. It's quite hard, so you need to practice. However, I normally aim for 2 targets with the first and second shot, and just completely ignore my third shot. Doing this will give you bonus points, which will add up to give you the double S rank. And if there are no targets grouped up together, and if there's just a single target left, just quickly get rid of it by hitting it, so it's gonna spawn grouped together. Now on to horseback archery. I found it best to use the longbow over the short bow, simply because of the great accuracy that it provides, because you're gonna need to hit these targets while moving decently fast. Remember, with each run, hit 2 to change to it. The best thing to do is simply just memorize the map layout to know the target location, so you can ready your charging shot when you know the double targets are about to spawn. The further away the target is, the more points it's going to give you. That's why you want to use the longbow. Depending on the completion speed, the score will change, so again, you need to be relatively fast. And a tip here is to get more points, try to hit the lantern at the very end of the map, as it's going to give you a nice chunk of points. Now on to horsemanship. Remember, if the dummies are using metal armor, change to 1, your mace. If they're using leather armor, change to 2, your sword. And if it's cloth armor, change to 3, which is your pike. I like to look at the dummies ahead of time so I know to switch weapons depending on their armor. However, if you don't have time, just hit the dummy and get the points. Also, you need to know that it's not just the weapon, but the specific location of the armor that your weapon needs to hit, and you need to target those areas. The speed you go through this will also increase the points you gain. However, you don't want to go too fast as you won't be able to hit them. And there will be specific points that you should charge through, and that is the one which is after the first lap. There's this big long distance that you need to travel through, and you definitely want to charge through there. However, you also want to charge when you're also not going too fast, because you need to speed up so you can hit more dummies. And that's pretty much it for the video. I know I could have added a more detailed guide telling you exactly what I did to get my SS, but again, it is just practice, so good luck out there and try and get those SS's.